I'm going to be doing a review of Snagit 2022, and this is the newest version of Snagit from Techsmith. This is a tool that's been around for over 30 years, and they just keep doing improvements on this tool. And today I'm going to show you a little bit of behind the scenes of how I use this tool every single day that helps me provide the best possible service to my coaching clients, to my students, to my customers, and to anybody else that I help in the online world. All right, welcome back to the Snagit 2022 review. My name is Josh. I am a best-selling author, a website designer, and a certified digital marketing specialist. Today, I'm going over the features of Snagit 2022. This is the newest version of Techsmith's Snagit tool. Now, Snagit has been around for over 30 years. They've got a lot of cool features. They keep innovating this platform, and now they've even added in some new things that I'm going to cover in this review. And I'm going to do a quick little demos of what this does, because I do believe that just a quick review doesn't really do it justice. But if I can show you some of the amazing things that Snagit can do now, I'm pretty sure you're going to be just as impressed as I was when I first got this newest version. So first of all, let's talk a little bit about the Snagit tool. Now, Snagit, like I said, has been around for over 31 years. Techsmith is the owning company behind this tool. And initially this tool started out just to be a image capture software, and it's totally evolved into an all-in-one marketing tool that allows you to capture images, annotate images, put together step-by-step instruction templates, and even be able to record video and edit the video in line, so then that way you can provide great content out to your audience. To top it all off, Snagit saves all of your captures, video and images, in the cloud automatically for you, so you can take this back and forth wherever you're going. And with Snagit 2022, one of the newest features that they came out with is that there's cross compatibility between what you take on a PC computer versus what you take on a Mac, and you can even open those up cross-platform. So you could take a screenshot from a PC and then go hop on your Mac if you've got both, and it would be there available for you. That is a brand new development that they just came out with this version. It used to be two separate file versions, and now it's all one, and it's amazing. For me, I've been using Snagit for quite a few years within the corporate world, and the companies that I've been a part of, they've always had Snagit around, and they use it for a lot of their features. And I started using it personally for my business a little over a year ago, and I did not realize what I was missing. Now, before we get into the demo of the tool, I do want to go over a couple more of the features. We already talked about the cross-compatibility feature. Now, another new thing that they brought in within Snagit 2022 is the step feature. It's a great resource to have, especially if you're trying to outline some steps that are part of whatever process that you're working through. And it really provides a great addition to even videos, where you could give someone a step-by-step guide to go through for the video, and then have the video as an option as well. And with their video function, they also added the ability to do picture-in-picture. Now, what's really cool about that is that means that you could have something going on and pop your video on the screen instead of having to just do a voiceover or having to do two separate captures and all that kind of stuff. So now you can pop your picture down in the corner just like other video capture tools, and it's amazing. It works great, and I'll show you that later as well. But right now, let's go ahead and get into some of the demo. All right, so I've got Snagit open here, and you can see here with the all-in-one editor, this is basically what you're gonna see right away. And the reason why this is important is because this is the main kind of, you can do everything in this view. And there is this little pop out over here that you can change for region selection. So you can say window, full screen, or specific region. You can choose if you want to share it somewhere. There's options to preview it in the editor when you're done. You can copy it to clipboard automatically. So this basically will, once you copy the content, you can just go paste it somewhere right away. And then there's also an option to capture the cursor. Now, I usually leave the capture cursor off. And the reason for that is when I take a screenshot, I don't always want the cursor there. And Snagit has great annotation ability to put arrows and circles and things like that. And I'll show you that in a minute in the editor. But this here, you can see there's a button for capture, and then I've got a hotkey set for print screen. Now, this is what's great about the Snagit capture tool is if you click on that hotkey, it's going to ask you to press a hotkey. And I could say, you know what? I'm going to do, let's do Control-Alt-L. So it picks up the keys that you can do to use that. Now, I like the print screen key because I think it's really great to be able to say print screen and, pull it up and it's ready to go. And this hotkey here will go based on whatever you're selecting. So like, let's say, for example, you're on video, right? Well, you notice that print screen is still the hotkey for video. So that's going to give you the opportunity to have that there. Now, let's say you don't want a hotkey. So you press the hotkey. So I just press that little X right here, delete the hotkey. And now if I were to press print screen, it would just take a screenshot of the whole screen. But if I go back and put print screen back on, you can see that all I had to do was press print screen on my keyboard and it's there. Now there's another place for presets as well, or hotkeys, is in here. There's these little presets down here, and you can add some. You can add a new preset. Now I've added a few because I want to be able to have these ready to go, and so I have my main screen capture set to the all-in-one, and I have it set to Control-Shift-S. So same thing with the hotkey, right? Control-Shift-S. There it is. And generally when you have 3 keystrokes, it'll just complete it. It won't let you do more than 3. And then I have Control-Alt-P for panoramic scrolling, which I'll show you as well. And then Control-Alt-T to grab text. Now the grab text is really great because you can go through and you can say, I want to grab text on a page, and then it will grab that text and put it on, have it available for you. So that's the all-in-one piece of that. Now there is the image tab, which is a little bit different. You see that this one has the option for, if I go back to all-in-one, see copy to clipboard is on. When I go to the image tab, it's off. Now you can turn it on. I can come in here and I can turn it on like that. And if I go back here, they're going to stay the same. So these settings are independent of each one of the tabs. But as far as this one here, now you get some different effects, right? So you have the selection. So there's panoramic, scrolling, full screen, window. So we do the region, right? And then let's say we want to do effects. Well, we can put borders, filters, shadows, color replacement, edges, trim. So like for edges, I can go through and have edges. And then there's a little settings cog here. And I have this little style and I can say, oh, I'm going to do a torn edge and then take a screenshot. So you notice what it does here is it has this kind of torn edge on the screenshot, and then you can say how big you want the border to be. So I could come over here and say, I want the border to just be 1. Okay. And then as far as the edges go, I can click on whatever edges I want to be able to get it to do whatever I want it to do. So it'll tear. So if I want to tear all the way around, you notice here, it's giving me the option to have it ready. Now watch what happens, okay? So while we're here, I'm just gonna hit print screen because that will trigger Snagit. And you notice now I have this little cursor. And one of the things I love about this cursor is it's got that little magnifier in there. And what that does is that allows you to kind of pick and choose where you're gonna have the start to your screen share. So check that out, right? I can find the exact pixel I wanna start it on. But let's go ahead and just take a picture of Deadpool here. So I've got my markers. I'm just going to do a quick little thing of the logo. And once it's done, what you're going to notice right away is because I said I want to preview this in the editor. So what I'm waiting for right now is for it to open the editor and check that out. Now I have this nice screenshot and all the edges have kind of a torn look to it. So that could be a cool logo, right? That could be a cool picture that somebody can do. And you can do this with a lot of things, but this is, the editor that we'll look at a little bit more. So now let's go look at the share option. So let's say we want to share it as a file, or we want to share it in Excel or Box. You can have all of these destinations here, and you just have to set up. So like all of them that require a sign in, like Google Drive or Dropbox or OneDrive, those you would obviously have to sign into to get it to share it to that. But you have all those options of places that you can share it. So now let's look at the video side of things. And here's something really interesting. Is when you're looking at the video portion, something that people don't realize is that when you're trying to record video, a lot of times like Loom does this and a couple others like Screencast-O-Matic and stuff like that, you can kind of put yourself in a little picture-in-picture, right? Well, before the 2022 version, Snagit did not have that option. You had to actually insert yourself as a video in a video editor to be able to have this. Well, now in 2022, they have picture-in-picture recording right in the app. Now, I would show you this live, but because I am recording my screen at this point, I'm going to superimpose this in later that you're seeing. But you can over there. Hey, how's it going? Hey, buddy. Yeah, awesome. I know, right? Okay, well, there you go. So, as you can see, the video recording works great. The quality is very similar to a professional video recorder, and it works swimmingly. And so I do want to show you a couple more things before we get into the editor side of things. And that's where we can, really dig into even more power of Snagit. But you notice I have these panoramic scrolling, capture, and grab text. So I'm going to pull open my website editor here again. And I want to show you something. I'm going to use my hotkeys, and you'll notice on this page I have a scroll here, right, where it kind of scrolls down, and I have a bunch of things available. So I'm just going to come in here, and I'm going to do my Control-Alt-P for the panoramic scrolling, and it's going to come up here in a minute. So here we go. So here it's going to pop up here in a minute. It's going to give me my section. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this section like this, okay? We're going to put it right here. And now I'm going to bring this guy over like this. So you can see I have this little click start to begin capture. So I click start, and now it wants me to scroll. So I'm basically just scrolling down the page, and I get to the bottom and I hit stop. So it's going to process the capture. I think the cool thing about this is that it really allows you to have more power with your screenshots than you could even imagine. I mean, just think about being able to go look at a sales page and then be able to scroll through the whole sales page and just scroll through it and be able to view it and share it with people. So here you can see, here's the preview. All I did was scroll down on the page. Once I hit start, and you can see it does capture the thing on the controls on the page. So you can move those off the page or crop them out later. But basically it just captured the entire page as I scroll down. So now the other thing that I wanted to show you is the text grabber. Now this is something that I didn't think that I was gonna ever want, but I'm gonna go based on my recommendations page here. And it's loading a little slower because I'm recording. But anyways, so again, Snagit is not on the screen. I'm just going to use my hotkeys, which is I did it as for text as Control-Alt-T. So now it's going to go grab the text grabber. Now check this out. So I grab this guy, and I'm going to go and just do this, and I'm going to grab this section. Now watch this. This is such a cool feature. So it got my screenshot, and now it's grabbing the text out of the screenshot, and it's going to basically put that text into a file.
A few moments later.
So you can see here the text grabber is done. And again, it's not always going to be perfect. Sometimes it'll, superimpose some of these things in here, like where it did the vertical text. But check this out, right? It grabbed all of the top of the text. Then the next one, it did kind of give it a little bit of vertical, but then it brought all the rest of the text down here. And now I could copy this text out and then go put it into something. So if I needed to, maybe I saw a picture of something and I wanted to maybe copy a quote, or I wanted to copy something else, I could use this to get the text out of there without having to go type it out or go find it somewhere. You can just use Snagit and copy that and get it out. So now that we're in the editor and I've already got some things in here, you've seen I've taken some screenshots and things like that. So let's go through some of the features. Now, this is something that's super, super cool. And I love the editor for this reason. And the reason I love it is because all of these features, like a good example is I've got the quick styles over here, right? So I've got my favorites. So I've got my star, my arrow, and my text, and the square and the circle. But then if you go over to arrow, all these different types of arrows, right? So I could grab this one and I could just drag it across, and you see how it just automatically puts those dots in place. So if you had some arrows where you're going from one page to another, you could put them in there, and then you can move them around on the page. You can go through and move them up and down. You can change the size of them again. And then if you want to just get rid of it, you click on it and hit delete and it's gone. You can change the shadowing. So for example, let's do the green one, okay? And you notice how there's a shadow at the bottom. So you see this shadow box over here? I can actually put the shadow wherever I want. So right now it's on the bottom. I could put it on the top. I could put it in the middle, which doesn't really show as much. I could put it on the right side. I could put it on the left side. I could angle it out. You know, it gives you all of these options. It also gives you the ability to change the style of the arrow. So like here, I could put an angle at the end. I could put a diamond, a square, a circle. So I could turn over here and change the style. I can change the width of the arrow. So I can make it a really skinny arrow. The possibilities are endless. And then you could also do different things like the Bezier curve, where it changes the curve of the arrow and things like that. So when I do this, notice what it's doing, right? So I change the arrow and just basically give it a curve, and I could make it do that curve. And check this out. I could change this around like this. I could pull it around. I could make it curve around. I mean, there's so many different options for these arrows. So same thing with a lot of the shapes too, right? Like I can go over here and do a shape, and then I can say, I'm going to do this purple box. So I'm going to come over here and put the purple box around the add block. And then same thing. I, click on the box, and I could change where I want the shadows. I could have it on top. I could have it on the left. I could have it down the bottom. For the shape, I could change it to a circle. I could have a trapezoid. I could have rounded corners on it. So the outline, there's even options for the outline. I can change the color on the fly. So I could turn around and I could just say, hey, I want it to be brighter for the outline. And then even the fill, if I wanted to, I could fill the box with color, or I could go back and say, I don't want any color. So there's all these options of annotations. And like I said earlier, these annotations actually transfer over when you're going from PC to Mac or Mac to PC, because now everything's the same files type. You can see at the top, it has this snag X file type. So it actually used to be just snag, S-N-A-G on PC, and then snag pro J on Mac, but they decided to just bring them both together, and now you can use the files on either one and open it up in the editor on either platform. So the other thing I wanted to show you was how you can do the things called steps. Now I'm going to show you with just the screenshots I have, but you can do this any way you want. But when you go up at the top and you have all these different options, there's a more button here. You can see there's a whole bunch more stuff you can do. Blur, there's simplify. But here, this is the new thing, steps. This is really cool, okay? So I could come over here and I could say step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Like, check that out. And it just keeps going, right? So maybe I want to change the style. So we'll just do Control Z for the undo. So I could come over here and grab the little shape deal. And now I could just do step 1, step 2, step 3, right? Or let's go and take another screenshot. And I could say, hey, step 1 is go here. Step 2, read this. Step 3, step 4, read this, right? Like, I could totally do any of these things. And then here's what's great. When I go back to the original image, because these are cloud saved, it automatically saved the image. And if I want to get rid of these, I just got to click on them. They're just elements. I just click on them and delete them. That's it. And so I want to show you one more thing of just kind of the flow that I use when I'm taking screenshots. So I'm going to close the editor. I'm going to close the capture tool. So here, let's say I'm helping somebody, and this tool right here is a funnel builder that I use. It's only $25 a month, and it's great for setting up websites and capture pages. But let's say I was showing somebody how to get somewhere, right? And I was showing somebody like, hey, you need to go, click on this widget and go here. And so maybe, I wanted to say like, click here and then go to this other page. So remember my hotkeys I have set up. So Control-Shift-S is my screenshot hotkey. So now I've got my screenshot tool up, and I'm just going to take a quick screenshot of this guy. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, once that pops up, so this bar right here is kind of your bar of like, what do you want to do, right? So it's capture an image, record a video, capture a panoramic scrolling image. It gives you the size of the image, or you can redo the selection or just exit out. So what's cool is that if I wanted to record a video, I could record a video in that area and then just talk about that, but I'm not going to. I could do a scrolling image, but I'm just going to do capture image. And what you're going to see is that the editor will open up here shortly automatically with that image. So now I'm just going to minimize that for now. So now I'm going to go capture another one, but I want the next step, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the add widget. And then let's say the next step is I want the widget to show someone like where to go find it, right? I'm showing someone how to get to one of these widgets. So I'll maybe come over here and maybe they wanted to add a quiz element to their deal. So I'll show the whole widget page like this, right? Now I'm not doing any edits to these screenshots right now. I'm just taking the screenshots. And then let's say, for example, I wanted to show them how to put it on the page. So then what I would do is I would come over here, I'd grab this quiz survey, and let's say I just put it down underneath the bottom here like this. Okay. So it's going to ask me for some information, but I'm not going to do that right now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this page here, right? I'm going to take another screenshot. I'm going to capture like this. It's going to open up the editor with that preview. Once I hit the capture image button, it's going to open up the editor with the preview. And now I have my screenshots the way that I want them, but they're all separate. So how do I put together a series of screenshots that I could put like a step-by-step tutorial for somebody and send it out to them? Well, watch this. So the great thing about this here is I can actually add these images up here like this. I can drag them up and pop them in, and now I get this little canvas like this, right? So I can go through and I can add more canvas space for my photo. So maybe what I want to do is I just want to expand this out and give them more canvas space so I can edit this photo and put all the pictures in. So all I'm doing is a little box on the end. I'm just dragging that over. And you notice how it does snap placements too. So it just told me like, hey, here's the middle of the page. So now I'm going to also take this guy in and pop it in right here. Okay. So now I've got this kind of interesting look going on, and I'm just going to bring this up into the top here. So you notice what's happening is as I move this up, it's automatically bringing the canvas down. I'm going to bring the top up a little bit here so we can see the whole thing. I'm going to bring this up like this. Now, this is where the steps get really handy, okay? First, let's do this. Let's do a shape. I'm going to do a circle. I like red because it shows people. So I'm going to put a little red circle right here, okay? And then I'm going to put a red circle right here. I'm actually going to size it and then I'll move it. So this is what's great about this. I can move it. And now I can go in, go to more, go to my steps. I'm going to have the options here. Okay. So I like 1, 2, 3. And then I can go over here like this and go step 1, step 2, step 3. Now, why is this important? Okay. Why is this important? Because I now have created a screenshot that can properly lay out the steps. And now watch what I can do here. I can take this and I can turn it. And you notice how the number actually stays the same direction. Just this one I needed to because it was kind of in the way. Now here's number 2, here's number 3. I can take an arrow and I can now say, look, I want to show them to drag over, okay? But I want to do it in a way that makes it make sense. So I can come over here with some text. I can draw a little text box and I can say left click and drag. Okay. Expand that out so it's one line. Make it a little shorter here. And now I have a little tutorial that I can give to somebody, and check this out. I can hit copy all. So I copy this into my Evernote and I'm going to drag this over and show you. There's what the picture will look like. So you can see there's the white space. Okay. So I said, look, 1, click this button, 2, left click and drag, and then pop it in your builder. So that's the kind of things that, we can do with the editor. It's pretty cool stuff in my opinion. I think that it's just that alone, being able to edit photos like that and have the ability to provide this to people is just amazing in itself. So we've gone through what the features, we've gone through a quick little demo, we've gone through the editor, and I showed you exactly how I would put this together inside the editor and how this makes it so powerful to be able to provide these kinds of steps to people, or even just be able to provide amazing looking screenshots in so little time. It's just amazing. So let's get into the thing that you're probably wondering is like, how much does this thing really cost? Like, something with this many features. You've got a video creator, you've got a video editor, you've got a capture system that can capture text on a page. It can capture a scrolling page. It can capture different regions on the page. It really just gives you a lot of power. How is it that this has got to be like hundreds of dollars, right? Wrong. Snagit 2022 is $62.99. That's it, $62.99. You get lifetime access to to this version, right? So you'll have lifetime access to Snagit 2022, and it'll work, right? All the features will be there. They don't shut it down on you. But I want to talk about something that Techsmith does with their products that's different from everybody else, at least from what I've seen. So let's say you buy the tool for $63, right? $62.99, and you realize like, man, this is an amazing tool. I would love to have all of the future updates. So what you do is you decide, okay, I'm going to go through and I'm going to buy the maintenance plan. Well, the maintenance plan is $12.60 a year. Yeah, $12.60 a year in order to get priority support. So that's email support, chat support, phone support, all that there. And then you get access to all of their exclusive training. You get access to all of their exclusive information that they have available for these tools that are just available for people that are in these maintenance plans. And then you get access to even certifications. So you could become certified with their platform and then go use that to build technical documentation for people, right? Or that could be in addition to your digital marketing agency or whatever business that you're building. On top of that, it allows you to get free upgrades for every future version. So $62.99 for the platform, $12.60 a year for the $12.60 a year for the maintenance plan, and you get lifetime free access as long as you continue the maintenance plan. honestly, like, is $12.60 a year really that big of a deal to get free access to everything new that they come out with? They've been around for 31 years. I highly doubt they're going anywhere anytime soon, and they keep innovating this platform. So for me, just that alone is a steal. But let me tell you something, is that I have been trying different tools out there. And a lot of these tools, like for example, there is a tool specific to just capturing the scrolling effect of like funnel pages, sales pages, or even just scrolling on a website. And they want $97 for this tool. I found another one that was similar, and it was $30 a month to have access to this tool. Yeah, they gave you a nice community and they gave you all these extra features, and you could do all these things and share it everywhere, and they would give you the opportunity to pull all the text off of the stuff. But guess what? You can do that with Snagit. But what if you just needed a quick little, quick video, right? Just something to throw out there for maybe a client or a student or something like that. Yes, there are screen capture tools out there that probably work great. But if you already have one that is built into the platform that you already have, and you can edit it with the screenshots you have without having to import and export and do all this stuff, it's actually a pretty cool feature to have. And so in conclusion, I will say Snagit 2022, it's way better than the past renditions of the tool. I've been starting to use it in my own marketing. And honestly, when I'm trying to convey something to someone, being able to put things on the page and show them exactly what I'm talking about, and not just pop in a screenshot or have the squiggly circle because I had to do it with my mouse or whatever the case may be. Real nice, clean screenshots. And then you add on the video creation ability on there. I don't have to go open up my big video recording tool that I use for recording these videos. I don't have to go to a web browser. I don't have to go to any of that. I just pop open Snagit. I record my quick video. I do whatever annotations I need to do in the video. And then I send it off to the person that I need to send it to. And I can send it to them via email right from the editor. I'd be lost. Like, let's just be real. I'd be trying to make screenshots of multiple things and trying to piece it all together and using things like Photo 3D and all that stuff on Windows. And the biggest thing for me that I love is that I can take a screenshot of something when it's on mind, and I don't have to do something with it right there, because with the cloud save that's automatic, it's already there, it's ready to go, and I don't have to mess with it. So if you're looking for something that can help you with your marketing and it can help you really, push yourself forward in everything that you do, honestly, go to the link below in the description. Grab your free trial of Snagit, test it out for yourself. But I can promise you, the more you play around with it, the more you're going to fall in love with it. And I'd love to be able to see someone else get as much value from this tool as I do.